Wonder Book Review. Book by R.J. Palacio, or Palacio, I don't know what to call it. This book is about a 10 years old boy named August. He is going to grade 5 and he has a deformed face. He lived with his mom, dad, and his dog Daisy, and also his sister. But later in the book, the dog Daisy died because of sickness. His face was deformed, meaning that, it just didn't really look like other people's. And this disease was called Treacher's-Collins syndrome. He got bullied a lot in his new school, but his personalities were like a normal kid. In the book, he played with video games, he played toys, and he rode a bike. These things make him ordinary. But the reason he didn't go to school was that he had surgeries. He had 27 surgeries, and up until 5th grade, he finally started going to school, which is this year. His mom decided that before it was better just to homeschool him, and so he got homeschooled. In the school, he was bullied for what he looked like. When he went the first few days, he really got bullied a lot, and he was stared wherever he went. When he went to school, the person who mainly bullied him was named Julian. He was a mean boy, and he was very popular, but he didn't really care about other people. And he and his other mean friends bullied August because he had an extraordinary face. Well, at least not like everyone else. And this made August really sad. And another thing was that August got stared at, which he described as normal. Because if you look weird, then people would probably stare at you if you go to school. The next thing is that he actually made some friends. He made some really nice friends, such as Jack and Summer. At one point of the book, Jack bullies August, but then later they were friends again. And his other friend was Summer. She sat with Augie on the first day of school, which is pretty kind of her. And she made a joke about their names, Summer and August. They were both summer names. And then there came Halloween. It was Augie's favorite date, not because of the candy, but because of the costume. He wouldn't get stared at wherever he went. And even better was that in the school, they allow you to wear costumes at Halloween, which was really good for August, because that day he said that he would be more like everyone else and he wouldn't really get stared at. He really liked Star Wars, and so he was planning to put on a Boba Fett or Jango Fett costume. I can't remember, but it's one of them. And so his mom tries to find a costume for him, but every store she looked, she couldn't find it. And so she just decided to buy a Jango Fett costume and paint it the color the Boba Fett costume was. But then On the day of Halloween, Augie put on another costume, the Bleeding Scream, which was the one I think he used last year or the year before last year. But it still looks cool and it's probably easier to put on. And I think that's one of the reasons he didn't put the Boba Fett costume on. It was a pretty good day, but it was also bad because he heard Jack bad-mouthing on him. It was good because he didn't get stared at. But later in the day, he heard Jack saying bad things about him and how that he didn't really like August that much, and he was only friends with him because the principal, Mr. Tushman, asked him to be. And he also said, I would kill myself if I looked like him, which I think is really mean. But, And so Augie heard that and he was very upset because he thought that Jack was actually his friend. And he didn't care if the other people bullied him. And so basically in the book, a lot of things happen later on. Jack and Augie, they become friends again because, well, they just wanted to be. And in a chapter, Jack said that he later on, he sort of wants to be friends with August again. And another thing was that Jack got, not suspended. Suspended. I almost said expelled. He got suspended for punching Julian in the mouth because Julian said that Augie was a freak, which was mean. Well, he's always mean, but. And then later in the book, Augie also got hearing aids. He didn't really have ears, but how can he hear if he doesn't have ears? They also went to a nature preserve, which I think is more like a camp because they didn't really see a lot of nature things like trees or flowers. They described a bit of it, but honestly, I think that they should call it a camp because. And they also watched an outdoor movie at night, which I think is very exciting, and I want to watch one as well. But basically, later in the book, everyone is nice, and it has a happy ending. And Augie won a medal for being brave and kind. And here's the spoiler part. Later in the book, Julian got expelled. Well, he didn't really got expelled, but he just wants to leave the school because he said that he want a more fresher start. But I think he still didn't learn the lesson of bullying. Another thing I liked and disliked about the book is that it's told from other people's point of perspective. Like one chapter is told from Jack's point of perspective, and then it's told from via Augie's sister's point of perspective. Honestly, I don't really like this, but I do and I don't, but we sort of don't really need things from like other people's point of perspective. I would rate this book 4.9 out of 5 stars. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification button. And that's the story of wonder.